25 years, the Sugar Bowl has hosted showdowns between college football's most legendary programs. They don't come more legendary than these two. The Georgia Bulldogs are powered by the legs of DeAndre Swift and Elijah Holyfield. The Texas Longhorns marching into New Orleans on the back and arm of Sam Ehlinger. It's SEC versus Big 12. Red and black versus burnt orange. Dogs versus horns for just the 5th time ever. And for the first time here in the Sugar Bowl. Sounds pretty sweet. Kirby Smart's Georgia Bulldogs well represented in the crowd, as are the burnt orange Texas Longhorns. Sam Ehlinger will get the ball first. Georgia won the toss. Kirby Smart deferred. So Rodrigo Blankenship kicks off. Very unlikely we'll see a return from Lil Jordan Humphrey. 79 touchbacks in 93 kickoffs, and now that's the 80th off the foot of the junior Blankenship. I told you about Lil Jordan Humphrey and Colin Johnson. 144 combined receptions. And they get 145. Humphrey driving out toward midfield and crosses midfield to the 49 of Georgia.
And watch for Texas to go fast now, using tempo. That's the matchup problem with inside receivers. As big as Humphrey is, he catches those slants and he is very physical after the catch.
Their pass rush by committee. They bring some pressure on 3rd and 4. A nice call by Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator, against it. And Keontae Ingram, the freshman running back, gets swung down, but he made it all the way to the 27-yard line.
See, that inside linebacker's responsible in man coverage for the back. Coming out, he gets hung up in the wash, and that's an excellent call anticipating a blitz and man coverage by Tim Beck.
15-yard gain. Trey Watson and Keontae Ingram saying enough of the hype about DeAndre Swift and Elijah Holyfield. Don't forget about us. Doing it in the passing game, the running backs, the play fake, a good ball by Ehlinger, and another first down to Devin Duvernay.
Well, this is an excellent drive here for Texas to start. As you take a look at DeAndre Walker pacing the sidelines. Good blend of a few runs, play action passes, some quick throws, and they've got this Georgia defense a little bit back on their heels. Again, a lot of young guys out there for the Bulldogs.
That's been the way throughout. They substitute liberally all over the defense. They did their game against Auburn at midseason. There were a number of times 6 or 7 defenders running on at once. Play clock at 3. Ingram wrapped up and swung down by Jonathan Ledbetter, the senior from Tucker, Georgia, coming to the end of an outstanding career. His motivation level was obvious when we talked to him yesterday. He was ready to go 24 hours ago.
Very focused, wants to play well, wants to improve his draft stock. He's going to go play in the Senior Bowl. He's a highly motivated young guy playing in this game.
Second team All-SEC design quarterback run for Ehlinger. And Georgia ready for him. Jawan Taylor leading the way. Of course, Todd, this Georgia defense, another issue. Mel Tucker was the coordinator all year. After their championship game against Alabama, he left to be the head coach at Colorado. So it's signal calling by committee on this Georgia defense with Kirby Smart heavily involved.
Yeah, Glenn Schumann is up in the press box. Dan Lanning is on the field. And, of course, Kirby Smart very involved in the defensive calls as well.
Big call here on both sides of the ball. 4 minutes in. Impressive opening drive for underdog Texas. Can the Horns punch it in? They can get a first down at the 3. Ehlinger fires, caught. Humphrey has the first down inside the 2-yard line.
Really nice route by Lil Jordan Humphrey. He's going to press against the defender and roll back inside and use that big body again. And Ehlinger, with good protection, hits him for the first down.
Again, the rapid pace. And Ehlinger runs it in, a la Tim Tebow. Touchdown, Texas. What a start for the Horns.
Georgia's going to blitz a linebacker, but they're blitzing from the opposite side, and there's not an extra guy. The blitz comes here, but Ehlinger is running this way. gets right behind his back. Keontae Ingram, nice block by the tight end, 47, Andrew Beck. And what an impressive drive for the Longhorns.
And the true freshman kicker out of Austin, Lake Travis High School, Cameron Dicker knocked one through. Impressive opening drive engineered by Sam Ehlinger. Texas first on the board, 7-0 Horns. Impressive was the word Tom Herman used. The smallest player on that offensive line is the center, Gilliard, 6'2", 308. Fromm on target with a man wide open. Terry Godwin tried to dance away from Brandon Jones and could not. But it's a Georgia first down to the 40-yard line.
Oh, Godwin's going to come right here in a little crossing route, right in front of the eyes of the quarterback. Good pocket protection. And a nice completion for Jake Fromm, his first one of the ball game. Guy knows how to distribute the football. In the Alabama game, he hit 9 different receivers. Had a brilliant game against that Alabama defense. Sees the field and gets rid of the football.
At one point against Alabama, he had 10 straight completions. They had both of the running backs in, Swift and Holyfield, and Swift got dropped for a loss by the corner. First team all Big 12, Chris Boyd, senior from Gilmer, Texas. Brian Herrion came in at running back, but he shifted out, and they go 5 wide against the 4-man rush. Fromm, not as adept a runner as Ehlinger, and Gary Johnson tripped him from behind. Matter of fact, Jake's longest run of the season is just 10 yards. That was against Florida.
Well, here's Gary Johnson. He's a linebacker. He's working on Andrew Thomas, their best offensive lineman. But once he accelerates to the quarterback, this is a former 100-meter state champion in high school. This is a linebacker who can really fly.
Yeah, 6 feet 230, ran a 10.59 100 meters to win the 2015 Alabama Class 5A state title. Third down and 9. Swift, the running back. Look out, Fromm did well to hang on to the ball as Omenihu tried to bat it away, and then Fromm, under pressure, threw it away.
Charles Omenihu, the Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year, working on Isaiah Wilson, the right tackle, the best pass rusher on this team. He gets to Fromm first, doesn't get the sack, almost knocks the ball out, but then Fromm ends up just throwing the football away.
We talked to Omenihu yesterday. We asked him, what are your greatest skills? He said, I terrorize the other team's quarterbacks.
He's off to a good start on that one.
Led the Big 12 in sacks with 9.5. Here's the freshman Jake Camarda out of Norcross, Georgia's had an excellent year. Wow. And right on cue. And a beautiful bounce that landed near the 2 and did not kick into the end zone. Richard LeCounte downed it. Well, as we're going to break, the men and women in our truck showed you the shot of the punter, Jake Camarda, going down on a knee, and they did it for a reason. His knee was down, and while we were away in the replay booth, they took a look at it, and they are going to mark the ball all the way back at the 27-yard line of Georgia, where his knee went down. The punt was down to the Texas 7.
Yeah, 70 yards of field position swing. And I would expect Texas, after that play, to really take a shot right now, because now you've got an opportunity to really stick one in there and put the pressure on this Georgia team.
"66 yards of field position difference." Nick Moore, an experienced snapper. As a matter of fact, he's been invited to the Senior Bowl. Trey Watson, the running back. Everything going Texas's way to start this game. Halfway through the quarter. And Sam Ehlinger's pass over the middle, batted down by Devontae Wyatt. Part of that rotating defensive front. Sophomore from Decatur, Georgia.
Again, how will the Texas offensive line hold up against this Georgia defense? So far, it's early, but so far pretty good in their pass protection for Sam Ehlinger.
A blitz. And Trey Watson stuffed after a 2-yard gain.
Another nice play by Ledbetter. Fought off the block, worked inside, and just met Trey Watson right there at the point of attack. Big play right here for the Georgia defense after that turnaround. If they could get a stop here and force a field goal attempt.
DeAndre Walker, their best player on the defensive line. Sack and tackles for loss leader, still on the sideline with the groin injury. Suffered in the conference title game. 5-man rush. Ehlinger steps away from it and gets wrestled down just shy of the 20. Richard LeCount, the safety, who's their leading tackler for the year, at the 20-yard line, and Tom Herman sends the field goal unit out. Well, good job by the Georgia defense to rally after the snap. Caused the ball to be spotted at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was one of those freshmen that's going to rotate in there and rush the passer. Adam Anderson, number 56, who got there first and flushed Ehlinger from the pocket.
Cameron Dicker, terrific freshman season, including the game-winning kick from 40 yards with 9 seconds to go against Oklahoma in the regular season. That's good from 37. Camarda still upset. Texas leads 10-0. One of the most memorable Sugar Bowl games, the '83 game. Number 2 Penn State upsets number 1 Georgia and Herschel Walker, led by our own Todd Blackledge, the most outstanding player, 228 yards passing. Congratulations, you were on the field before the game tonight, inducted as part of the second class of the Sugar Bowl Hall of Fame. I know it means a lot to you. That kickoff goes out of bounds. Cameron Dicker. Should point out Elijah Holyfield's mom, Tammy Pettaway, here tonight as well. He's on the sideline now. DeAndre Swift, an excellent receiver at running back, needs to do some work, and Amenahu won't let him work. Charles Amenahu said, we want to be known as the Texas team that got the program back to where it should be, not just by making a New Year's Six game, but by winning it.
Watch Amenahu. He's going to go on an outside stunt and then read the play. He has a great feel for the play. Peels off on the rush, as does Hager, and they stop that play for nothing. This Texas defense so far very locked in.
There's Jake Camarda, and obviously the snap much better this time, but the kick is nowhere near as good. It's a shank.
See, that snap's still in his head. I mean, you know, kickers, they go up and down confidence-wise and mentally sometimes, and that kick right there was the result of what happened on his first punt attempt. He's still not over it.
He is a true freshman, and a little sales job for the coaching staff on the sideline with Camarda. A shank by Jake Camarda, an 11-yard punt, the one that got negated because of the knee down, went 53 yards. And Texas already leading 10-0, outgaining Georgia 81-6. Starts at midfield. Sam Ehlinger in an early rhythm. Devin Duvernay with sprinter speed, tackled by Jawan Taylor.
What Ehlinger is doing really well right now is he is setting protections. That was a max protection. They had a back and a tight end. He put him where he wanted. He set the protection, and then he had single coverage out here to throw. He's right now, they're asking him to do that a lot. Georgia's defense gives you a lot of looks. So far, he's seeing things well.
Keontae Ingram was the running back. It got swung wide to Lil Jordan Humphrey. And he got chopped down by J.R. Reed, the outstanding junior safety. There's Jordan Davis. We've mentioned DeAndre Walker trying to go tonight, the defensive end, but bothered by a groin. Jordan Davis not even dressed. He would be in the middle of that defensive line, a freshman out with a back problem, and that's a big loss. He really came on as the year progressed.
Yeah, began the year on the scout team and ended up being a starter and a key player in the middle of that defense.
Option look. It's pitched by Ehlinger to Ingram. Very highly recruited freshman out of Carthage, Texas. And a little annoyed as he remained tangled up with Eric Stokes and Tay Crowder. Out of the pistol. Ehlinger misconnected with Ingram and had a dive on it. loss of about a half yard. They're probably not in field goal range right now for Dickers. Long's 52. It's close.
It's kind of a read play, and I think Sam just kind of hesitated a little bit too much with the ball in the belly of the back. And as he tried to pull it out late, dropped the football. Smartly, though, falls on it to avoid a bigger mistake. Talked about DeAndre Walker not being in the game. His replacement, Brenton Cox, right here, number 1, is a true freshman. Highly recruited, but a young player.
Out of Stockbridge, Georgia. High throw off the hands of Colin Johnson. It's difficult to throw it too high for him. He's 6'6". The son of the great All-American defensive back Johnny Johnson at Texas in the 70s.
Watch Brenton Cox. We just talked about him. His pressure working on Cosme, the right tackle, is what caused the throw to sail a little bit on Sam. Ball was high, but it was because of the pressure put on by Brenton Cox.
They do have Brandon Jones, who left the title game with a concussion against Oklahoma a month ago. Incomplete pass right through the hands of Riley Ridley.
When you talk about a team's mental state, their mental readiness, it can show up in little mental mistakes. And something like that, a drop pass by Riley Ridley, that I'm not saying it definitely means they're not ready to play, but those kind of the things that you look for when you're trying to see, is a team really focused on this game and this opponent on this night?
Well, they have 6 yards of offense right now. 1 minute to go, first quarter. Inside handoff to DeAndre Swift.
Ball's out.
The ball is out. A pile up at the 13. The Horns say they have it, and they do. Gerald Wilbon came up with the football.
It's a fumble covered by the defense. First down, Texas.
Well, the hit was one of the guys that Holly was just talking about. Freshman B.J. Foster, number 25, is going to come up and knock the ball out, along with Anthony Wheeler, number 45, and Wilbon, who played in this building as a high school senior in a state championship game. But that's another one of those plays. Just a little bit of lack of concentration on the part of DeAndre Swift. And Texas in great field position again.
First turnover of the game, although the knee down on the punt certainly felt like a turnover for Georgia. And some trickery. Little Jordan Humphrey to Ellinger. Bounces off the hits and gets an 8-yard gain. Humphrey has already thrown a touchdown pass this year. He's caught one, obviously more than one. He's rushed for one. He's done it all.
Watch Ellinger bounce on. Now, Richard LeCount is the leading tackler on this Georgia defense, and he could not bring Ellinger down.
Blitz on 2nd and 2. Ellinger buried back at the 10-yard line. Looked like he wanted to run, didn't see any running room, thought about throwing it, and Malik Herring ended all thought processes.
Pressure by Georgia. He actually had enough time. He's got to throw that one out of the back of the end zone. Excellent coverage. It wasn't an all-out blitz. It was a zone pressure, so there were plenty of defenders. Well designed by the Georgia defense, and now 3rd down and 7.
That's the end of
Gets us to the end of the first quarter. Can Georgia cover up for another mistake with its defense on the field? The All-State Sugar Bowl back right after these messages.
Ellinger gets Colin Johnson in single coverage. He's going to give him a shot. He's up here at the top. 6'6" wide receiver.
Georgia without DeAndre Baker, the corner, won the Jim Thorpe Award as the best DB in the country. Ellinger eludes the rush. Ellinger, touchdown, Texas.
He just ducked under the rush, and I think this might have been a quarterback keeper all the way, because watch Watson. He's going to go and block. Ellinger, the pressure gets there quick. He ducks under it, and then he gets right behind the block by Trey Watson. The fact that he was blocking downfield says that was a quarterback draw on 3rd and 7, and Ellinger made a great play.
Well, they have so much faith in his ability to run.
Yeah.
Tom Herman said he's Tim Tebow. And the more you watch him play, the more he resembles him in all facets of the game.
Yeah.
For the team told me that things didn't go well the first 3 days of practice, to the point where they had to sit some starters and say, look, if you're not willing to prepare and have the energy and the pride that we need to get ready for the Sugar Bowl, you're not going to be a part of our team. So guys had to sit. They sent a message to everybody that you better get ready. And they told us that they've been flying around, that guys had a better attitude lately, but the early start was very difficult.
They have a first down. And here's Harrion. Tough run. He delivered the blow to Brandon Jones.
Well, and I think they're giving Harrion an opportunity here. Remember DeAndre Swift with this fumble deep in their own territory. And Harrion with two powerful physical runs back to back.
This is their fourth leading rusher on the year. He just ran over Brandon Jones, the safety. Georgia with just 2 first downs, 27 yards of offense. Fromm completes for their third first down, and Ryan Ridley broke a tackle. Gary Johnson a little woofing after he made the stop. Elijah Holyfield tried to deliver a stiff arm to Chris Boyd. He did turn the corner. And a good gain on first down. He got 7 to the Texas 37.
See, this is the identity, the true identity of the Georgia football team. It's to run the football. Jake Fromm's had a great year, but he's best when he's attempting 18 to 20, 22 passes a game, not 30 to 35, 37 passes. So that means they got to run the football effectively.
They've rushed for 17 yards. They average 251. Best in the SEC, 12th in the country. Holyfield zips through the middle. First down, Georgia at the Texas 28.
Again, this offensive line is so big, they just get on you and kind of put those bodies. It's zone blocking, and they just move people because of their size and their girth.
They go with tempo, and it's DeAndre Swift who got smothered for a loss. Back to the 30-yard line. B.J. Foster, as Holly reported, in for the outstanding freshman Caden Stearns. And Foster's played well. He was another highly recruited freshman. He started 5 games this year. As they say, they didn't have to go to the JV team.
Well, and he and Stearns both enrolled early. They were in January. They went through spring football. And so but at this point in the year, as many reps as they played, they're not freshmen anymore.
On 2nd and 11. Fromm mobile enough to get away from the initial rush and then slid down as Malcolm Roach approached. When you asked Jake yesterday, Todd, how do you want to get better with an eye toward next season? I said, I'd like to be more effective in the run game. Yeah.
Well, run game and extending plays and throwing on the run with accuracy. I think all the things that you see guys at this level and the next level doing to make themselves better players.
He was held off, the top recruit in the country, Fields, who played in 12 games because Fromm is 23-4 as the starter and has done just about everything else well except run the ball. They don't need him to be a runner. He's on target to the right man, and it's a first down. Riley Ridley run after the catch. They're inside the 20 for the first time tonight. Their first appearance in the Rose Bowl for the Badgers since '63. Fromm, man wide open, on target to Brian Harrion for the Georgia touchdown.
Really well-designed play, getting Harrion out of the backfield. The tight end is going to run down the seam and kind of seal off the safety. Harrion goes right down the gut here. It's a play action, so it holds the linebackers, and Harrion gets right into that soft spot. Isaac Nada with the little screen, and well-executed touchdown.
Rodrigo Blankenship just did make it. That's 244 in a row, PATs, for the University of Georgia. 152 of those off Blankenship's foot. 12 plays, 75 yards is a 17-yard touchdown reception. First touchdown catch of the year for Brian Herrien. Ehlinger's 8 out of 10 for 80 yards passing. He's rushed for a couple. He's in trouble. Ducks under the hit from Azeez Ojulari, and that was a big whiff by Ojulari as Ehlinger ran all the way inside the Georgia 40.
Well, Ojulari is one of those guys who has not played any meaningful snaps. He had a knee injury in high school. He's cleared now, but he wasn't able to bring down Ehlinger. And because it was man coverage, the crossing route by Colin Johnson from that side left a void, and Ehlinger took advantage of it. They've been in since 2009. The first chance to win 10 games since 2009.
They lost to Alabama in the title game, BCS National Championship game in Pasadena that year. Little Jordan Humphrey. And that's Devon Wilson playing his first snaps as a Georgia Bulldog tonight. True freshman, hurt his knee in the offseason, has rehabbed all year to get out here. And as you can tell just by looking at him, they like.
Well, they loved him. He came in, he was highly recruited, enrolled early, went through spring. Second day of spring football, he tore his knee out. And so this is his first action in a game since that happened.
Looks like he might have spent some time in the weight room while he was rehabbing the knee as well. Another one of the most highly recruited players in the country. But Watson breaking a tackle down the sideline and bumped out of bounds by J.R. Reed. LeCompte, their leading tackler for the year, with a big miss at the start of the play.
Well, just didn't wrap up. He made good contact, but Trey Watson ran through the tackle and turned it in from a loss into a big game. Be concerned with him running the football.
And they were ready for him, so he pitched it, and they're ready for Keontae Ingram as well.
Nice play by J.R. Reed, the safety. He read that quickly, ran across the field. Herring forced the pitch, but watch J.R. Reed, number 20, coming from the top. He's going to force him out of bounds for a loss of yardage on that play.
He's an excellent player. Wasn't highly recruited. Went to Tulsa and established himself as a college player. Transferred to Georgia, the son of the former NFL player Jake Reed. 3rd and 12. Out wide. Keontae Ingram, a lot of ground to gain and didn't get anywhere near the first down. Adam Anderson, one of those true freshmen, playing more tonight because of the injuries ahead of him on the depth chart. Made a big play. Freshman out of Rome, Georgia.
We were talking during the break. This defense is just too fast for some of those perimeter plays to work. Unless you catch him in a blitz or you catch an inside coverage guy out of position, they're going to get to those perimeter plays pretty quickly. Good timeout. Good use of the timeout by Kirby Smart, and a good stop.
There's Cameron Dicker, the 30-yard attempt. He's made 7 of his last 8. He's made 8 of his last 9. Well, after the loss at LSU, when Kirby Smart said to us yesterday, that was my fault, I told the offensive coaches we need to throw the ball more. We didn't need to. They've really gone heavily to the ground game with great success. Fromm's pass just off the fingertips of Jeremiah Holloman, the sophomore from Covington, Georgia, who was running with Devontae Davis.
Yeah, that's coaches want him to kind of take leadership of the wide receiver room. Just wasn't able to make that catch.
And Fromm said they spent a lot of time on the second unit practicing together. It was a big opportunity missed. Texas crowding the line. Holyfield bounces outside, lunges for the marker. Chopped by Devontae Davis, and they'll mark Elijah Holyfield 1 yard short of the first down.
Elijah Holyfield coming into the game was 44 yards shy of 1,000 yards. And if he gets 1,000 yards, it's going to do something pretty amazing. Georgia would become the first school ever to have back-to-back seasons with 2 1,000-yard rushers with 4 different players. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment in back-to-back years.
Said it was great to grow up as the son of Evander Holyfield. Very proud of his dad. Look out! Swift fumbles again! And Gary Johnson tried to scoop and score rather than just recover the fumble. B.J. Foster again involved in a big play to knock it out, and now Swift needs a little love and a return to the sideline.
He has it securely, just loses it. B.J. Foster in there, but it wasn't like he put a helmet on the football. And everybody on that sideline trying to keep DeAndre Swift, one of their best players, keep his confidence up.
Losses to Oklahoma State, West Virginia, Oklahoma, and of course Maryland in the opener. It's a conversion. Riley Ridley with about a yard and a half extra beyond the sticks. Plenty of time now for Georgia. Mentioned Drew Brees earlier. Man, he knows very well. He was his offensive coordinator at Purdue. From up the seam and too high for Holloman. With Devontae Davis, senior. Honorable mention all Big 12 in coverage. Swift, who's lost the ball a couple of times, back on the field. Todd mentioned excellent receiver. They bring a blitz right up the middle, and Fromm goes down. Anthony Wheeler, the outstanding senior linebacker, untouched through the middle of that Georgia offensive line.
Well, watch the center, Gilliard. He's going to point and just turn this way. Wheeler's going to come right up the middle. You got to protect inside first. Nobody picks up the closest guy that has a run at the quarterback. I got to think that's a bust on the protection.
For Texas. Now, Georgia could force a punt if they could stop this third down play. Trey Watson stacked up. Will Kirby Smart use his last time out? Yes, he will. With 8 seconds to go, Julian Rochester and Tate Crowder combining on the stop. Well, they even kick it to Hardman. He's a very dangerous return man, leading the SEC. 20 yards per punt return. Great job by Buchevsky. In fact, it runs out the half. Former Australian rules football player, 52 yards. There is a flag down. It's at the 42 of Texas. Very few flags in the first half. Matter of fact, Georgia was not penalized at all. Texas twice for 10 yards.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 87, receiving team. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff to start the third quarter.
Well, and remember, Georgia's getting the football to start the third quarter, so any hopes of a good kickoff return to start the second half is kind of out the window at that point.
Tyler Simmons called for the penalty. Just 118 yards of offense in the half. Indeed, halftime report with Ed and Jesse and Joey coming up right after these messages.
I just want to roll my sleeves up and start again.
And Ellinger runs it in, a la Tim Tebow. Touchdown, Texas. What a start. Ellinger eludes the rush. Ellinger, touchdown, Texas. From man wide open, on target to Brian Herrien for the Georgia touchdown. Welcome back to the All-State Sugar Bowl from New Orleans. Texas raced out to a 17-0 lead as we head for the second half. It's 20-7 in favor of the Longhorns. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Sean McDonough along with Todd Blackledge, joined again in a moment by Holly Rowe.
In the second half, but they've got to get DeAndre Swift going. He had -4 yards and a fumble.
Because of the penalty against Georgia at the end of the half, and Texas kicking off from midfield. Tom Herman tries the onside kick, and Georgia was ready for it.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it at all. I don't like giving Georgia this kind of field position. You had a huge field position edge in the first half, and that was a big part of your success.
Yeah, that's overthinking it a little bit, if you ask me. And here's Elijah Holyfield. That run gets him over 1,000 yards for the season. So both he and DeAndre Swift over 1,000, as Todd said in the first half. They're the first school that back-to-back seasons with 2 1,000-yard rushers involving 4 different people.
4 different guys.
Tony Michel and Nick Chubb, both in the NFL, did it last year. I also don't like it. Almost says to your team, if you're Texas, I think even though we're ahead, we have to do things like this.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, you said that quite articulately, I might add.
Well, and here's the thing. As you see another typical kind of run play on first down that Texas had in the first half.
3rd down and 11. Jake Fromm, 9 out of 15 passing for 89. Todd Orlando looks like he's going to bring a blitz. 5 men come after Fromm. He throws on the run, up for grabs, and intercepted by P.J. Locke. Playing in his final game at the University of Texas. A huge interception to start the half for the Horns.
Jake Fromm is trying to extend the play. He's going to try to leave the pocket and make a throw, but watch Anthony Wheeler, number 45, right there. He is going to get to Fromm, and Fromm's not able to get enough on this throw. He underthrows his intended receiver, Ridley, and P.J. Locke, who's sitting back there as a middle safety, makes the interception.
Valuable players on their team. Big 3rd down and 5, 3 minutes into the second half. Some twisting up front from Georgia. They harass Ellinger. He gets away again. Does not get the first down. Chased down by Devontae Wyatt. And they'll mark him almost a full 2 yards short of the line to make. I'm going to talk about the lack of the running game for Georgia. 39 yards, but Fromm's thrown for just 89 on 9 out of 16. He started 7 for 9 with a touchdown. He's 2 for 7 since with an interception. Elijah Holyfield. Athletic run for about 13 yards and a first down.
Down there on the sideline.
Did you ask him for an autograph?
No, I did not.
He probably asked for yours. Sugar Bowl Hall of Famer Todd Blackledge tonight. DeAndre Swift got spun around, held on to the ball. He's fumbled twice, lost 1. That's an 11-yard gain, and Georgia is on the move.
They brought Brian Harrion back in. It looks like they want him in on the 3rd down and short, but now they're putting him in a wing position. An unusual formation here. Empty backfield now for Jake Fromm.
Nicole Hardman back and forth. Blitz off the corner, and a good play by Georgia. They threw away from the blitz side to Brian Harrion. He got the first down just shy of midfield at the 48.
Brian Harrion's given him some good plays. He hasn't been in a lot of snaps, but he's been involved in every play that he's been in. Ran for a couple short yardage plays. Nice catch there on 3rd down.
And when Swift fumbled a couple times, that looked like it gave Harrion more of a chance. He's run hard. He's had a couple of catches. The godson of the late quarterback Steve McNair. First and 10. Texas crowds the line. Fromm given a lot of time. And an errant throw.
Yeah.
Most accurate quarterback in the SEC and 8th in the country in completion percentage. Has missed a couple that he wouldn't ordinarily hit. Looking for Terry Godwin there. What else? More pressure and another quick throw. That one off target for DeAndre Swift. And it's 4th down. And the punt team comes out.
Well, again, another poor throw by Jake Fromm. That's 2 on this drive. Not sure that one would have converted to first down. The other one would have been a touchdown. It's really swung against him. He has to be smart with his decision right here.
With 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, he's on target. Lil Jordan Humphrey got leveled by Jawan Taylor, but held on, and they get the first down by a yard. So that dynamic duo has been reduced to just 1 tonight. 5th catch of the night for Lil Jordan Humphrey, and still nothing from Colin Johnson. They go quickly, want to prevent a substitution, a blitz, and Ellinger runs through it, and they're out to midfield with another Texas first down. Nebraska, very balanced offense for Texas tonight. Good mix of run and pass. It's a pass on 3rd and 6. A flag down, a deep throw, double coverage. Looks like 2 Bulldogs fighting each other for it, and J.R. Reed has the ball. There is a flag thrown where you'd expect an offensive holding penalty, but you never know.
It's probably going to be holding. And the interception, you hate to see that if you're Tim Beck, but it's almost like a punt as well. It's third down.
Holding, number 77, offense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is an interception. First down, Georgia.
Got Patrick Vahe for the hold right here, number 77. Yeah, that's a wrestling takedown. Easy call. And again, you hate the interception, but this is just as effective as a punt. Heck of a play by J.R. Reed.
Jake Fromm on first down. Off his back foot, man open. And the ball knocked away from Jeremiah Holloman by B.J. Foster. In for the injured Caden Stearns. Isaac Donald went in motion. Almost looked like he cut up the field too early. Fromm knocked down short of the line to make by a couple. Jeffrey McCulloch Jr. from Houston, Texas there. Stretch in the first half where it looked like they were picking up some momentum. It hasn't lasted long. Ellinger, lots of time. Weaving back near the line of scrimmage.
That's good disciplined coverage down the field. You don't want to lose your aggressiveness. I get that. If you want to stay in the huddle maybe or that, but stay aggressive.
A big difference between last year and this for Texas. They've won close games. They haven't blown fourth quarter leads. Last year they lost 4 games that they had the lead in the fourth quarter. First down run for Trey Watson.
And a nice run. And again, the running game, the biggest surprise of the football game is the Texas running game and run defense.
Rush for 131. Ellinger, deep throw, up for grabs. There's Colin Johnson out of the witness protection program with Eric Stokes in coverage. First down inside the 25 at the 23.
Eric Stokes is in great position. The problem is Eric Stokes is listed at 6'1", and Colin Johnson is 6'6". He goes up and high points the ball. The ball's a little bit underthrown, and Colin makes the catch. The right, 3 receivers to the left.
Ellinger, he wanted to pull up and throw it perhaps to Beck.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he ran out of bounds. So if Texas had elected not to go to that hurry up and try to catch Georgia, they could have run out the clock in this quarter. Now it looks like they're going to hurry and go for it on 4th and 1. Georgia lined up. Ellinger, first down.
I think Tom Herman realizes we can't settle for field goals anymore. We have got to get a touchdown on this drive. We may not have the field position edge anymore like we've had it. We got to go for the touchdown.
All right, says Matthew McConaughey on the Texas sideline. On to the fourth quarter, the All-State Sugar Bowl, back after these messages.
So he checked and Georgia checked out of their defense.
4 seconds to snap it. Ellinger steps away from the rush. Takes off running. Ellinger gets walloped and continues to fight. It looked like he got the first down.
Wow, this is a tough dude now. I'm going to tell you what. He's protecting the football.
Will be the third time we'll be at a charm.
Wow,
no. And now the
Georgia defense.
Although his forward progress had been stopped. Tyler Clark helping yank him back. Brenton Cox in there as well.
How about the Georgia defense? Bowing up at the right time. Expecting the 230-pound quarterback to run. Holding the point at the line of scrimmage. And bringing up another 4th down decision for Tom Herman.
So what do you do? If you kick the field goal and it's a chip shot, that's a 16-point lead. That's 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions Georgia would need. I know you've been very physical and you pride yourself on that last night, all season long and all night tonight. So that's what they're doing. And Ellinger lunging into the end zone. Looked like he was wobbling as he got to the goal line, but he made it on 4th down. He got all 4 carries and scores his 3rd touchdown of the night.
He didn't get a full head of steam. He had to elude Richard LeCount right in the backfield. Now, there's the knee down, the right knee, but the ball looks like this time he extended it. The knee is down, but the ball looks to be extended as the knee is down to the white chalk.
Well, the Georgia fans want a replay review. And
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called.
And in the end, even though it took 4 plays, it works to the benefit of Texas. They took more time off the clock.
Right.
They did eventually win the battle at the goal line, just enough. 14-play drive, the try for 2. Johnson, with Tyson Campbell all over him, managed to take it in.
They sent 4 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. They isolate Colin Johnson one-on-one against Tyson Campbell. And they say, big fella, make a play.
11:49 to go. Texas with a 3-touchdown lead.
Offense held to 174 yards and only 7 points so far.
And they need to operate with urgency now, down by 3 touchdowns. Good catch. It's Charlie Werner on a ball thrown behind him. And they're into Texas territory to the 45-yard line. 22-yard pickup. Todd Blackledge, also part of the class enshrined tonight. DeAndre Swift, nifty moves. We talked to Charles Omenihu yesterday. He said, I've never seen a running back that I played against who can cut and change direction as well and quickly as DeAndre Swift.
Well, the key to his cutting is he does not slow down or lose speed when he cuts. That's what's so unique about it. He wasn't 100% healthy for half the season this year. Had surgery on both groins last year, but the last 6 or 7 weeks he's been much better.
And 4 games over 100 yards rushing. Deep throw from... And the catch not made by Terry Godwin. P.J. Locke had the coverage.
They've made more plays.
And more talent coming as they're trying to uptick the recruiting just as Georgia did. Here's Jeremiah Holloman inside the 5-yard line. 31-yard play. Georgia swiftly on the move. 10.5 to go in the 4th quarter.
Tight formation. Holloman gets on the crossing route. Chris Boyd got bumped a little bit by Isaac Nauta. That knocked him off coverage. And Jake Fromm hit him.
And Jake Fromm hits Mecole Hardman for the Georgia touchdown. Well, they needed to go quickly, and they did.
Well, that time the tempo caught Texas. P.J. Locke was responsible for coverage. Watch P.J. Locke. He's right here. He's responsible for that guy right there. He's too late getting there. The ball snapped, and Jake Fromm gets his team in the end zone very quickly.
Yeah, 1 minute and 24 seconds to go 67 yards in 6 plays. Hardman's 7th touchdown catch of the year. And here's Rodrigo Blankenship.
You know, watching a couple of those games this afternoon, Kentucky had a big lead on Penn State. LSU had a big lead on UCF, and both those teams fought back. They didn't win, but they sure made it interesting in the 4th quarter.
You mentioned Texas has done a much better job protecting leads this season, but one of the great games of the year in college football in the regular season, their battle with Oklahoma when they squandered a 21-point lead in the 4th quarter and then won it in the final seconds on a field goal. Trey Watson, Georgia players think the ball's out. It appears Texas and Watson got it back. Elijah Rodriguez also there, the guard. It's a first down for the Longhorns at the 37-yard line.
Ran a counter play. The ball did come out, but Watson got it back. They pulled the backside guard and tackle. They've not shown that action too much. Really strong, powerful run for the first down by Watson. He was having himself a heck of a ball game.
Georgia runs a blitz, and this time they get home. Ehlinger ramped up and taken down back inside the 40-yard line.
They ran the twist inside. Devontae Wyatt's going to come on the twist. The linebacker's coming this way. Watch Devontae Wyatt come on the twist. He's the guy that's going to come free to the quarterback. Patrick Vahe, the left guard, late on that pickup in the twist. Well executed by the Georgia defense, and they'll get the football back quickly.
They don't have many sacks. You mentioned earlier, 22 all year entering tonight. That was their second of this one, and a huge one. Ryan Buchevsky punts. Almost took a little too much time. Halfway through the fourth quarter, and a good directional kick out of bounds inside the 20. Jake Fromm, 16 for 27 for 165. 2 touchdown passes and interception. A blitz up the middle. Gary Johnson takes him down. With help from Chris Nelson.
Well, another first down blitz. Todd Orlando calling it again. Here's Gary Johnson. Times it perfectly. And they just bring more guys in. Georgia can block. Kind of backs into him and then gets there along with Chris Nelson to get the sack.
Nelson, a team captain, playing in his last game. Fromm blasted as he threw. B.J. Foster came on a safety blitz and delivered a big hit. Todd Orlando coming after the Georgia quarterback.
2 plays in a row. This is from the short side of the field. He comes off the slot. Good clean hit. And I'll tell you what, Jake Fromm feels that on this critical third down play right now.
Would you come after him again? Georgia's done a terrible job up front with the running backs picking up these blitzes.
I wouldn't blitz on this one. It's 3rd and 13. Play zone, make him throw underneath.
Creeping up. They rush 5 from too deep. Intended for Tyler Simmons, who didn't seem to pick up the ball. Chris Boyd had the coverage, and Georgia has to punt.
Well, they did bring pressure, and the receiver has to see that. If he sees that, he's got to look for the ball quicker. Jake Fromm got rid of it. The receiver was not ready for it.
Cast 3rd down and 4. Is that a catch? Yes. Little Jordan Humphrey able to take it in. That's a big conversion on a 6-yard gain.
Just
in a mid-November game. Keontae Ingram takes over. A little dancing behind the line of scrimmage. Did well to spin ahead for a couple. And now Kirby Smart will use the last timeout after the Malik Herring tackle with 4:20 to go.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Play again. They just converted on 3rd down. Just a 3-man rush. A quick slant. Humphrey bounces off the hit and keeps on going. And finally taken out of bounds on the far sideline with a first down. 16-yard gain. Trey Watson loses yardage. You hear the Texas fans chanting overrated at Georgia. You know, to their credit, we talked to them yesterday. They didn't make a big deal about not getting the college football playoff. I think Jonathan Ledbetter, the defensive end, said it very well. And we had 2 losses. Notre Dame didn't have any.
yeah.
He understood. There would have been a lot of angst around the country if a 2-loss Georgia team got in ahead of the other teams that did get in. And he said we had our chance against Alabama in the conference championship game. We didn't do it. So let's go out here tonight and prove how good we are. They're not going to do that. They blitz. Ellinger, the dump off to Colin Johnson. Wrestled down by Eric Stokes, but Georgia can't stop the clock, and they're under 2 minutes to go.
Tom Herman will probably let this one go all the way down and call a timeout. When the play clock, he's got 30 seconds on that play clock, so he'll use all that time.
One of the players on the field for Texas gesturing at the crowd to make some noise, and they are obliging the Longhorn players. You like this decision? Kick the field goal?
Yeah, I do.
Make sure the execution is good. Snap and hold were good, but the kick is wide right from Cameron Dicker, so very faint hope on the Georgia side. They get the ball back with 1:10 to go, down by 2 touchdowns.
And no timeouts.
No timeouts.
Out in space.
3-man rush, 2nd and 20. Man wide open. Godwin, and he's beyond the line to make to stop the clock. He's to the 22-yard line. 33 seconds. From over the middle, Swift. Will he get the line to make? Yes. Will he get the end zone? No. He got to the 5, banged down by Brandon Jones. Anthony Wheeler in there too. 22 seconds. Texas not lined up. From dumps it off. Touchdown. DeAndre Swift with 14 seconds to go on a 5-yard touchdown pass.
They're just going to slip DeAndre BC. Look at the confusion here. That's a mayhem moment for Texas. And a nice job of Jake Fromm finding DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
And it's recovered by the Longhorns. Colin Johnson. And Texas will win the All-State Sugar Bowl.
This is the favorite play in offensive coordinator calls right here. Victory.
Interesting season for Texas. It started with an unbelievable loss at Maryland, given everything the Maryland program endured in the offseason. But they rallied quickly, won 6 in a row, got into the top 10, including that pulsating win against Oklahoma. It's going to be a 10-win season for the first time since 2009 in a New Year's 6 bowl victory. Texas never trailed, knocks off number 5 Georgia, 28-21, holding the Bulldogs to 72 yards rushing. Here's Holly with Coach Herman. Producer Phil Dean, our director Scott Johnson. Best wishes to our ops producer Jim Birch. We're all thinking of you, Jim. Happy New Year on behalf of Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe. Now Sports Center, Scott Van Pelt.